Hi guys, welcome to the African Diaspora News channel. My name is Joanita from the Kenganda YouTube channel, your #1 stop channel for everything entertainment, real estate, and so much more. I do hope you're safe wherever you are. I also hope that you're washing your hands. I'm your host for today. Let's get to the news. Now, we all know about white supremacy. Basically, this is where white people feel superior or dominant over other people or people of other races. And they did this in the past years through racist terrorism and lynching of black people. Now, even though white supremacy is not supposed to be happening in this day and era, unfortunately, it's still happening and people are still practicing white supremacy. In 2020, people are still doing acts or they're still terrorizing people of other races. Now, recently in New York, the FBI police over there alerted the local authorities that an extremist group was alerting its people to go out there and spread the pandemic that's been going around. Now, let me break this down for you guys. The white supremacists out there are telling their people to go out there and spread the pandemic. How are you infected and sitting out there planning on infecting other people? Like, you do not want to die or you don't want to even get treated, but you want to spread this pandemic to other people. I mean, guys, that's just evil. It's wrong. It's malicious. It's all things bad that you can think of. Now, instead of this person, the white supremacist, looking for treatment or maybe self-isolating so that they don't spread the illness, they're deciding, you know what, look for Jews, look for cops, look for African Americans, look for people of other races and spread the disease. Let's talk about the history that I know. I mean, I'm not saying I know everything, but I'm just telling you guys what I know about the history of the white supremacy. Now, we all know when white supremacy started, it was basically trying to colonize African countries. Many of us are products of colonialism. Many of us, everything that we do is basically what we learned from the white people because they came to our countries and they decided to colonize us. On top of that, we've seen the hate crimes that have been happening to the Jews, what happened to them during the Holocaust, where the Nazis were putting them in camps and making them hungry and basically trying to kill them. Now, the question that comes to mind is, why do the white supremacists hate Jews? Well, we know why they hate cops. We know why they hate African Americans. But let's first get down to the detail. Why do they hate the Jews? They hate the Jews because they think the Jews are the root of all evil. They also hate the Jews because they think the Jews are responsible for the political shift in the country. And some of them go ahead and blame them for the economic and political change that's happening. Basically, anything that's wrong, the white supremacists will rush to blame the Jews. I mean, it makes no sense. Why doesn't this make sense? Well, because the Jews, half the Jews, well, 80% of the Jews are white. Now listen to this. You're white supremacists, you're thinking white people are dominant over other races, but some of the people you hate or some of the groups that you hate are Jews, whereby some of these Jews are also white. So why are you hating your white people? I mean, this just goes to show that these people have no focus, they have no goal. They'll hate anything and anyone. They're looking for ways and means of how they can hate other people. It's like bringing in more things like, okay, who else can we hate? You know, bring on the Jews, bring on the other people. I mean, like, at the end of the day, these white supremacists need to sit down and look within themselves and figure out what is the reason. Why would you want to spread a certain illness to another person? Because at the end of the day, this one person with the illness who is a white supremacist will also end up dying. You get? Like, why can't they look out for their own people? Why are they sending their own people out there to do some sort of suicide mission? Now, summing it all up, white supremacy is everything that's evil. White supremacy is everything that's stupid. White supremacy is everything that's just unhuman. I mean, everyone has human rights. Everyone should be treated properly. But these people who think they're superior to everyone, who think they're dominant, just go out there and decide, you know what, let's kill some people. I mean, this is just my opinion, but I would like to know what you think in the comment section. Now moving on to the next story in South Africa. Well, as we all know, the pandemic that's happening all over the world has put everyone to a shock. Or everyone is now in crisis mode. They're looking for ways of survival. They're looking for alternatives of survival. And this is what has pushed most of the people to go into panic buying. And what is panic buying? They're buying large amounts of essentials that they might need in anticipation of a disaster or a crisis. Now, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa decided to put South Africa on a lockdown. Basically, a lockdown is when no one is allowed to move outside, everyone stays indoors, and the only time one is allowed to move out is if they're going out to buy essentials. Now, most people reacted to this news by panic buying, whereby they ran to the supermarkets or grocery stores and they were all buying essentials or things they might need. Now, most people who panic buy do forget about others. Basically, they look out for themselves. I mean, if you clean out all hand sanitizers and all cleaning supplies, what's the next person going to use? I mean, don't you think they also need them? Fine, you went earlier to the supermarket and got there first. Obviously, you got all the equipment you needed. But how about the next person coming after you? I do get this is a pandemic, but at the end of the day, we need to look out for each other. Now, on another note, the other thing that's going to be affected is the economy. So basically, if these South Africans are panic buying, they're going to affect the supply and the demand of everything. So now, the demand for hand sanitizers and cleaning supplies has risen. That means the supply also has to rise. But now what the suppliers are going to do is also hike the prices. That means the products are now going to be more and more expensive. So you see, these people who are panic buying are creating scarcity for these products. Now the suppliers are going to jump on that train and profit off the pandemic and the panic that these people are going through and hike the prices. Now, who else is going to be affected by this? It's a person who's living from paycheck to paycheck. We have so many people out there who are not well equipped with their finances. They do not know how to save and whatnot, so they live from paycheck to paycheck. Now, this people who live from paycheck to paycheck, which month is this? It's just March. Now they're expecting their March paycheck at the end of the month. So the country is already on lockdown. They're not going to get paid probably, or they'll get paid. Now, once they get this paycheck, by the time they go to the grocery store or to the supermarket to buy the supplies, they're going to be so expensive. Now, this is where you're going to find someone who's spending that whole check on just buying hand sanitizer and cleaning equipment, which is totally unfair to the person who is living from paycheck to paycheck or the person who does not earn a lot. Now, moving on to the next group of people who are affected by panic buying are the homeless people. I mean, they have no homes to go to, they have no one, so they're basically on the streets, living each day as they can. So let's imagine maybe they got a dollar and went to the grocery store or the supermarket to buy something for themselves. So if they move from there to the grocery store and find it empty, I mean, how are you helping this homeless person? What is this homeless person going to do? Already he has no home, already he has nowhere to go, and then on top of that, he can't look out for himself because you guys rushed in and bought everything. We have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Now go down to the comment section to the first comment and tap the link that takes you straight to the Kenganda YouTube channel. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on all our Instagram pages. Hit the bell for notifications. I'm your host, Joanita. Till next time.